Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with all the resources you need to become a successful author. You can learn more about Authors Unite and join the free community at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today, I have Divya Parekh with us. She is a #1 best-selling author, business advisor, and a writing muse. She is passionate about helping experts become authorities by creating a standout brand message, best-selling books, and media influence. So welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me on the show, Tyler.
Of course. Grateful to have you here. We'll dive into the first one, Divya. The first question I have for you is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
I've got so many stories. I'll share one of the stories. I used to be in middle school and I was playing the part of a soldier. And, a soldier who fights really well in the battle. And then after we come back from the war, the queen takes her sword and puts it on my head and says, "By the power vested in me, I knight you thee." And I become a knight. So I went home and, curious as children are, I asked my dad, "Dad, how come the queen has the power to knight me?" And my dad said, "That you have the power." And that story has stayed with me for the rest of my life, is that, no matter what the circumstances, we have the choice and we have the power to make the right decisions, use the right strategies, and take right action to achieve our dreams and goals and achieve the success that we want in our lives.
Yes, I love it. And what is the most valuable piece? I'm excited for your answer on this one. What is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
So what I have found is that when you build relationships strategically, and I do not mean that you gotta be a taker. When I talk about building strategic relationships, is you are beginning out with giving. You build relationships with people who uplift you, who will become your champions later on, and who you champion for, because you are the sum. You know how they say that the sum is always greater than the average of its parts? Or I don't know the exact phrase, but let the sum be greater than the total of its parts. And when you connect with people and when you're connecting with the right people, not only you get uplifted, not only you uplift them, but you can establish yourself in the industry as the industry leader, the trusted advisor, the authority, where you are not chasing people. People are connecting with you to help them move forward in their lives.
I agree. And so what's your best piece? So not necessarily industry specific. What's your best piece of just overall business advice? So let's just say somebody's getting started. Like, what would you tell them?
What I would say is that don't focus on short term. So many times what happens is that people will nitpick $10 here, $15 here, and spend so much time and effort in things that will bring them no payoff in the future. So I always say that, invest in such a way that your efforts and associations and everything has a long-term payoff.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
The one piece of advice would be invest in the right coach.
I agree, right? I know I think everybody needs a coach, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then kind of going a little bit of a different path. In your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
The key to happiness is having this relationship with yourself to such an extent that knowing yourself, knowing that what are your values, knowing that you're not a person just by yourself in the world, knowing that, when you help others to succeed, you will succeed. Not keeping that abundance mindset. Long story short.
And I'm excited for your answer on this one too, because you are a best-selling author yourself. So what is the best book that you have read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Oh, I have read so many books, but one of the best books that I've read is Think and Grow Rich. And in that, it talks about the mastermind. It's again about the relationships, not traveling the way alone, but traveling with people who know more than you, traveling with people who will uplift you, traveling with people who you can support and succeed, building a community. And that's what I've applied in my life. And that's what I always promote for, just to, build a community, support the community, and the community will support and uplift you.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
My favorite quote is, individually we're a drop of water. Together, we are an ocean. It's written by Rainer Sukel. Toro, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the gentleman's name correctly. And the reason it's my favorite is because look at the world, look at human history. Whatever we have achieved has been achieved when we have come together and when we have uplifted each other. And we have risen as a society. And when that happens, you can bring about a change just like an ocean. You know how an ocean can sustain a whole ecosystem, a whole world in itself. Similarly, a community can have the same power.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on. The last question that I have for you before we let you go is, where is the best place for people to find and/or connect with you online?
They can reach out to me at www.divyaparekh.com, and my email address is contact@divyaparekh.com, and I will invite you to spell out my name because my R's don't roll as well, so that'll be appreciated.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm happy to spell it for you. So it is Divya, then the last name is Parekh. And I will also be putting that in the show notes for everybody listening. So thank you again for hopping on.
Well, thank you, Tyler.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.